Today is May the 16th. Why is there so much detail in the Old Testament? Let's find out together as we study Deuteronomy chapter 4. So Deuteronomy chapter 4 finishes up the first discourse of Moses to the people of Israel. At the end of the chapter, from verse 44 on, we actually have the introduction to the next discourse that starts in chapter 5. So in Deuteronomy 4, we have several different paragraphs. Primarily, Moses, after looking back at the history, the short history of the nation, from the time that they left Egypt to the time that they're now preparing to take over Palestine. Moses looks back at all of that. 11 times in these verses, he says, listen. Verse 1, now Israel, listen carefully to these decrees and regulations. 11 times in this chapter, he uses a word that's translated three different ways: obey, follow, or do. Now, they mean the same thing. 4:1, now Israel, listen carefully to these decrees and regulations that I'm about to teach you. Obey them so that you may live, so that you may enter and occupy the land that the Lord, the God of your ancestors, is giving you. Listen and obey. 3 times in this section, he says, don't forget. Verse 9, he says, be careful never to forget what you yourself have seen. Don't let these memories escape from your mind. And 7 times, he says, watch out. Verse 9 again, you watch out. Be careful never to forget what you yourself have seen. Now, in all of these, Moses is in essence saying, the things that I've presented are important. Pay attention to them. Listen to them. Learn from them. And then obey what God is asking you to do. We can summarize this whole passage if we look at verse 35. He showed you these things so that you would know that the Lord is God and there is no other. This is the reason there's so much detail. Every little detail counts. God wants us to know that He is God and there is no other. And then in that same paragraph, starting in verse 39, so remember this, keep it firmly in mind. The Lord is God, both in heaven and on earth, and there is no other. If you obey all the decrees and commands I'm giving you today, all will be well with you and your children. I'm giving you these instructions so you'll enjoy a long life in the land the Lord your God is giving you for all time. Yeah, we find a lot of detail in the Old Testament. But the reason for that is so that we'll know exactly what God has done for us. He did it before. He can do it again. Like, follow, and subscribe to this devotional on whatever platform you use to listen to it. Email your questions to us at questions@becomehope.com. Tomorrow, we'll answer the question, what is the greatest commandment?